Man, I came to Atlanta, hit the ground running.
Really?
I didn't have no family here, barely knew anybody, but it's the motivation that I knew. The first thing I did that gave me a break was I was ahead of the game when it came to influencers and content creators. So a lot of the record labels, even the brands, start contacting me because I think it's just about being aware of what's going on with the culture and being fast with it.
Yes.
You got to be fast and ahead. On the business side, the corporations, these businesses start reaching out when they saying, well, this guy got 30 million views on this type of content.
God.
What do your corporation want? They want to see the eyeballs. They want to go with the eyeballs today.
Yeah.
Understanding when you're creating the content, what type of content you create, and understanding what the advertiser is looking for.
God.
That's how you make the money.
MindTrap. Welcome to another episode of MindTrap, right here in Atlanta, with Rico from Windy City to Peach City. And his journey is amazing. I'm so excited to talk to him as a fellow entrepreneur, business owner, CEO of this IHU network. And welcome to the podcast, Rico.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so great to see your journey as a serial entrepreneur, innovator, disruptor, business mogul. And here your numbers are great in your network. That says a lot. So what got you started?
Well, pretty much I've been working with a lot of content creators, just doing different business deals with these different platforms and understanding how these content creators can grow and not grow and what's keeping them back. Once I found that out, man, it's crazy.
Wow, so you're a problem solver.
Yep.
You just solved the problem and turn them into business.
I'm trying to, man. It take a lot. It take a village.
Yes, it does.
But I think we lead the way with that.
Yeah. So before we start into our conversation, what brought you to Atlanta from Windy City?
An opportunity. It's really not a lot of opportunity in Chicago. Georgia, it's way more opportunities to be able to connect with people with like-minded individuals. Yeah, Chicago, I think it's just got a black cloud over it.
Is that right? It's such a huge city, though, right?
It's a beautiful city.
Yeah, but why is that? Why obviously I come from Detroit, from the Midwest culture.
Oh, you from Detroit?
Yeah, I'm from the Detroit. So why is that we are lagging behind? Because, when I came to Detroit about 35 years ago, Detroit was a much bigger city than Atlanta. Atlanta was nowhere to be seen. When I say to people outside the country, if I say Atlanta, I said, Atlanta what? They really don't know New York and LA and San Francisco. Now, 20 years later, Atlanta is the mecca of music, epicenter of culture. And then yet these major cities are not contributing to the story. Yet that's why it looks like that's why you chose to move here, and you're seeing much bigger opportunities. Okay, so you got here now, and what did you do in Atlanta? How did you get into the business? What were the moves you made?
Man, I came to Atlanta, hit the ground running.
Really?
I didn't have no family here, barely knew anybody, but it's the motivation that I knew to come to Atlanta. Because I think the time I moved to Atlanta, that's all I kept hearing. Atlanta. The success rate is very high.
Yeah.
There is the people was more like Southern hospitality. Chicago, I feel like by Chicago being a rough city like it is, once you do finally get that break or that position, you want to hold it tight.
Got it.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In Atlanta, it's a different ball.
Wow. So the culture is so significantly different.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Interesting.
Yep.
Way interesting. Yeah. So you got here and you started networking. And what was the first thing you did that gave you the break?
The first thing I did that gave me a break was I was ahead of the game when it came to influencers and content creators. So a lot of the record labels, even the brand started contacting me because it was Vine. First, it was Vine, right? So a lot of the creators was on Vine, going viral.
Yeah.
And then I came to Atlanta, and I had access to a lot of aids that they wasn't getting invited to, the movie premieres, the special events, things like that. So I seen which ways the industry was going when it came to influencers.
Influencer, yeah. How did you spot the trend before other people could do? Did somebody, little body came and told you what you're sleeping or after me?
No, you never know. It's just, I think it's just about being aware of what's going on with the culture and being fast with it.
Yes.
You got to be fast and ahead.
Yes, so knowing is one thing. Acting so fast, so swiftly is another thing. And it looks like you did both at the same time.
Yep.
You're not waiting for it to happen. You're
creating your own. So an influencer. So nowadays everybody is an influencer.
Yeah.
When I started working with influencers, it was unique because you had these young kids doing the craziest things, but then it became a thing.
Yes.
So then they saying like, when you do marketing is the number one tool. So on the business side, the corporations, these businesses start reaching out when they saying, well, this guy got 30 million views on this type of content.
God.
What do your corporation want? They want to see the eyeballs. They want to go with the eyeballs to do.
Yeah. So how did you get the money to get started? Did you bootstrap or did you borrow money? Did you take out of your home? What did you do?
Well, so I invested the money that I was making. So I also buy a lot of music catalogs.
Got it.
So I invested that into, if it's an investment.
So you did the investment, you made the money, took some chips off the table, and then you start investing in other ventures. Am I doing that? Okay, got it.
Investment is the best way to go.
Wow.
I see where it's shifting to. So that's the reason why I started the network, because.
Where are you networking these days?
Huh?
Where are you networking?
No, a network, a streaming network.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we got movies, podcasts, documentaries, things like that.
Which one you started first? Obviously, the catalog financing you started first, or?
Yeah, I got the catalog.
You started with the catalog, went into streaming, right?
Well, I started with the catalogs.
Influencer network.
And then I started managing content creators.
You started managing them.
Mm-hmm. And then I started the networks.
You started the network.
Yep.
Nice. That's. So where do you think the whole digital economy or the influencer economy is headed?
Up. It's not.
How long is it going to stay?
Forever. It's just the way that it's moving right now. That's the way it's moving.
Okay. What are some of the trends that you're seeing?
The trends?
Yeah.
A lot of the trends.
In terms of the influencers itself, where they're headed, what kind of tools, what are the new platforms, besides TikTok and other places, Instagram. What is your take on, the futuristic trends for these influencers? Both in terms of them influencing the product, but also in terms of the tools that will come into play.
Well, see, I started in the beginning before it was a thing, right? So It went from influence brands, right? So it's all about people at the end of the day, how they make money, right? When I started working with these influencers, they weren't making money. There was a lot of brands reaching out.
It's got it.
To build whatever they champagne they had going on. I think now the influencers is waking up to understand the value that they have. So it's going in a pretty great direction.
Yeah. And, we talked about making money, right, in the music catalog, also from influencers. How much money can we make?
From doing what?
Yeah, from the catalog. How much money?
That's a good question, right?
Yeah, Rico, tell us. I won't tell that anybody.
Man, you can make as much money as you want as long as you know what you're doing. I think it's education. Start with education.
Education.
Understanding that the internet only been around for about 30, 31 years.
Yes.
So most of these platforms, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, all of them, they're new platforms. So it's the same thing. You have to master and understand how this type of things work. Understand what advertisement is. Understand what CPM is.
Yes, makes sense.
Once you have that knowledge, education is powerful. So once you have that, you'll understand.
Got it. So you got that.
Got it.
Well, wow.
That's what I do. So that's why I started the company, Influencer Headquarters, and I signed a bunch of content creators to educate them on how to make the money.
Got it. How big is your network?
We growing.
How much?
This Thursday is going.
As of 2025, number 11, how many do you have?
So that's the thing. So when you take numbers, right? It's not about.
And how much influence you have?
I got a lot of influence.
You made billions?
So no, not yet. Well, it depends.
No, but in terms of the reach, in terms of the,
Yeah, so it's billions. So one of my content creators, he do $1 billion impressions across all social media platforms. But that's not how you make the money, though.
Got it.
It's,
How do you make the money?
like I say, it's understanding how these platforms work, right? So if you got YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, it's a system, which is called the CPM system.
Yes.
Right? Cost per thousand.
Yes.
Understanding when you create the content, what type of content you create, and understanding what the advertiser is looking for.
Got it.
That's how you make the money.
That's where you guide them and help them and position them. So get the best CPM.
Start for education first. I'm really big on education because it's like anything. You want to be a doctor, you gotta go to school.
Makes
You want to be a barber, you gotta go to school, right?
100%.
I think the issue is most people now who create content, they feel like, oh, I could just pick up my phone and pick up with a camera and put it out on this platform and I'm gonna make all this money.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works.
God. Wow. Interesting. How about the influencers? How much money do you think your network, the influencers, and can make? Like somebody new starts.
The sky's the limit. Again, it comes back from understanding what you're doing.
I understand.
What type of content you lit, or you paying attention to the market, or you paying attention to understand exactly what you're doing, or you just picking up the phone or a camera and recording and putting it out.
Got it.
It's a huge difference in understanding that.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that you're seeing ahead of the curve, much like you saw the influencer trend? What are you seeing? Can you share with us?
As far as content creation?
No, as far as any trend, it could be any trend, any money-making trend, any investment trend, much like when you spotted the influencers long before it became an influencer economy. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Right now,
What are you seeing in your radar?
short films.
Short films.
Short films is winning.
Why?
Because I just think now from social media, again, the internet been around about 30 years now.
Yeah.
The attention span is becoming shorter and shorter, shorter and shorter. So when you take feature films and full movies,
They're not watching.
9 times out of 10,
90
you're on your phone.
Wow.
You're doing other things. So the attention span is becoming shorter and shorter because of social media and all these different platforms. Majority of the content is 30 seconds long.
I know.
So your brain is trained to watch a short film content. So
Got
you
it.
can't sit.
I know. Like 2.5 hours, 3 hours became 2.5, 2.5 became 2.
They're gonna go to
Become
sleep.
90 minutes. Now what is the short film duration that we are looking at? What is the sweet spot based on the consumer behavior right now?
About 22 to 24 minutes.
Jesus Christ, that's it?
Well, a lot could be done in 22 to 25 minutes.
Wow, the attention.
Believe it or not, you can do a lot and see a lot.
Yeah.
Some type of things.
Then what are we going to do with all the 90-minute films?
Gotta be great
What will
content.
happen to Brad Pitt? What will happen to Jamie Foxx?
Well, we see what's happening to Hollywood right now. I think that's why, a lot of new guys is not too happy with streaming platforms because the work is not there.
Yeah, I mean, like if everybody's going to only watch 22 minutes, we ain't got a whole lot, so it means not a
Well, I'm gonna say everybody just watch 22 minutes.
I'm even saying the trend is shifting in that direction. Obviously, there will be still some room for 90-minute content and they're still going to make, but the number of people that's going to watch, especially the youngins, the Gen Zs and all of them are not going to watch a lot, right?
Yep. Well, it depends on, I think it's creation, being creative and creating something that will make them sit through a feature film or a sour.
So they have to work hard to keep their attention.
Educating yourself on what's going on with the actual culture, what's going on with the younger generation. I think the youth is what leads the generation. So you paying attention, even when you take Twitch,
Yeah.
those are young kids that's leading that platform.
Yeah.
So pay attention. I think a lot of the older people that's been around in Hollywood, they can't grasp the fact.
I know.
Yo, it's a new movement now, and that's what the engine with.
And they don't want to pay attention, and they kind of get there in their own bubble. So where do you see yourself and your company, IHU Networks, in 2030, Rico?
2030.
Yeah, 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
One of the biggest networks. One of the biggest networks on
How big?
content creators.
How big?
Hear me.
How big in terms of size and money? Give me some number.
No, I just feel like as far as the cultural impact, it's not necessarily about the money.
Money,
impact. Because we big on ownership
ownership, yeah.
and understanding the value and the worth. Well, none of these brands and companies be what they is without content creators. And I think we living in a time now, we starting to understand our work.
Yeah, why do you believe so much in ownership? I know you keep talking about ownership. Why do you believe so much in ownership? Why don't you get into partnership?
Partnerships also is also the ownership. I believe in ownership because
Ownership just for yourself or?
for everybody. That's why I created the structure of the network the way I created it. Because it's giving the creators opportunities to not only make money but still be
Participate in the equity.
Because if you understand, like as far as our culture goes, we presented and created a lot of great projects, but we don't own these projects.
Makes sense.
And we're not making nearly as close to the money that these people is making.
Makes sense. And you wanted to change the game.
The creator is making the brand.
It did. And
So it's like, I'm building your brand up.
and I get pennies on the dollar.
Exactly.
And it's not going to cut anymore. And you wanted to change that story.
So when you understand, again, how these platforms work, the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the TikToks, and you understand that CPM system, I think a lot of people missing that aspect of these platforms. They posting it, the likes, the comments, that's cool.
Yeah.
It looks good, but on the back end.
Yeah. I think from what you're saying, Rico, much like the music business, influencer business, and people just get caught in the influencing and not in the business. You are putting the influencer and the business together.
Yep.
And it's what I see from your site. So, and what keeps you going?
And my kids, and just being able to do something that hasn't been done before, at least from where I come from, which is Chicago.
Got it. So family man, family values, and the entrepreneurial spirit coming from the windy city or flying here in Atlanta, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Welcome to the MindTrap Podcast. I'm here with Rico, an amazing entrepreneur, amazing innovator, amazing disruptor, all the way from windy city right here in Atlanta, really creating a new wave of influencer economy and focusing on ownership. When they say ownership, it's about partnership, and it is changing the whole game. And instead of collecting pennies on the dollar, is clearly bringing everybody into this ecosystem and going at a very rapid pace right here in Atlanta. And you're going to hear the story and some of his nuggets along the way that you will find so much value for your own journey.
MindTrap